Yeah, so me and Tor started Beyond Medals while we were in the national team. Like we wanted to show like the way leading up to contest that it's not all serious and like we're having a lot of fun on the way, like partying, doing stupid shit. And in the end it ended up that I got fired and Tor left.
For this episode, we have Kevin Backstrom, and when Kevin was starting snowboarding, he was going down the standard route of competing, traveling around. When he was trying to qualify for the Olympics with his buddy Tor, they were making videos, kind of making fun of the Olympics, like partying, goofing around. The Swedish team was not very happy with that. They told him not to, like they told him to stop, and he didn't. Tor said he like kind of threw gas on the fire and continued to piss people off. And so when they kicked him off the team, that was his invitation to go make a brand. And that brings us to today with Beyond Medals, where they're making great outdoor wear that's actually affordable. They're putting out crazy video parts. They just started a whole skate program. For this episode, we went to Kevin's hometown in Sweden. I won't even try and pronounce it. It's way beyond my linguistics. And then we ran down to Locks, and I mean, the snow wasn't very good, but we took some laps anyways.
My name is Kevin Backstrom. I'm 30 years old from Ulricehamn, Sweden, and I'm a snowboarder. We're gonna go check out my mom's storage unit, see if we can find some hidden stuff from when I was younger.
It's gonna be a mess in here. Says my name, my boxes from when I was a kid. This was my second snowboard. Dude, check out the stance on this one. Like my back foot going this way, like standing like this, riding. So insane. How could I ride like this? And I'm regular, like going this way. Like the first board I got from my parents was like a plastic board with ski bindings on it because they couldn't find like snowboard bindings and boots in my size. So my competitive career kind of started in my hometown of Ulricehamn. It's like 1999, like in the local newspaper with that board with all the frogs. And then at one point when I was like 13, my dad drove me down to Locks, Switzerland for me to compete in like my first big contest, like the Junior European Open for kids. And then I got to see like what the big mountains were really about. It was insane. It's like such a big difference from my like local hill. That was at a Burton shoot somewhere. 2008, such a long time ago. Spring Battle 2010, probably the only, remember I got like $5,000 in cash. I was hyped, probably spent it right away on some stupid shit. I won like Athlete of the Year in my hometown a couple times, I think. And then when I got fired from the national team, they took it all back.
I do know the story of Kevin and Tor getting kicked off the national team.
I was in the national team, the Swedish national team for snowboarding. I was in there together with my buddy Tor, and we were kind of, I don't know, it was kind of strict being in there and like...
The year when we were on the way to the Olympics, it was 2012 in Sochi. And on the way to the Olympics, we started these episodes, like online episodes called Beyond Medals. Where we were just kind of taking a piss a little bit at the Olympics.
So we finally made it. Sochi, Olympics.
4 years of hard work and dedication. 4 years. Finally it will pay off. We're here, man. We made it.
We made it.
You guys talking about the Olympics?
Yeah, dude, we made it, man.
Fuck yeah, dude. The Olympics were last year, man. It's 2015. You're a year late. But the rinks and everything are here. Okay, let's go party.
And at the same time we were going there, just to kind of, just for fun. That's because the national team told us to be like, just chill, like, you gotta say sorry and stuff, but we didn't want to say sorry. And Kevin like even like put some gas on the fire.
From a pretty boilerplate state of view, they were just wilding out. They were like, Kevin's Instagram was getting him in trouble.
And in the end, it ended up that I got fired and Tor left.
Yeah, they were just getting in trouble left and right, pretty much.
And that's when they like, yeah, you're off the team. And then I left as well, actually. So that was on the way to the Olympics. I was just over it, like the whole bureaucracy side of it.
Yeah, so me and Tor started Beyond Medals while we were in the national team. And we started it because we wanted to show like a different side than just the competitions, kind of. Like we wanted to show like the way leading up to contests, that it's not all serious, and like we're having a lot of fun on the way, like partying, doing stupid shit. Then we were lucky enough that our sponsors backed us so we could keep Beyond Medals going.
Props to them for saying they just want to keep doing what they're doing. That's like who they are. And I think it ended up being the best decision they could have made.
The best thing that could happen to us was getting fired from the national team. So
I don't think they were destined to go to the Olympics on the national team.
I grew up in Ulricehamn. It's like a small town in south part of Sweden. I lived here until I was like 16 before I moved to Norway. Like when we were younger, we could two of my homies lived on this side of town. You could cross the ice, but I don't think you can do that anymore. Yeah, so where I grew up in Ulricehamn, yeah, so that hill was so small, took 30 seconds to ride down, probably a minute to go up, and then you just were lapping all day, every day. Didn't matter if it was raining, snowing, mostly raining, but yeah, it was good. Got me way more hyped and motivated when we came to the big mountains, so. Yeah, for me and my homies when we were younger, you had to do all the contests, get seen, all that kind of stuff to get recognized.
Yeah, so for Kevin and Tor as well, that move to essentially step away from competitive snowboarding, it's a pretty big move, especially when one of your main sponsors is Nike. They do expect a level of medals, competitions, X Games, etc. And to say, no, I'm just going to go out there and film video parts and focus on our production company Beyond Medals, it's a pretty big move, very bold. And at the time, I know there was a lot of okay, how's this going to work for Kevin? And I think the fact they believed in it, they assembled their own crew, they went out, and he also then brought in other people to the crew to help other people's career, was amazing to see. And I think, a decade on, we're sort of being proved right with the choices Kevin took at that stage.
Coming through now, if you want to become a pro snowboarder and you see the contest, you can't really relate to those tricks because it's so insane. But you can still probably relate to some of the guys filming and stuff, doing that other side of snowboarding than competing. And you can make it that way nowadays too, through social media or making your own videos or movies. And
with the sort of step away from competitive snowboarding, he kind of freed himself of the need to go and learn the latest triple cork, go and learn this. And Kevin actually went down a route of essentially aspirational yet attainable snowboarding. So if you look at his X Games, his real snow X Games part, he does this frontside 3 sailfish right next to the lift in Lux. And I think everyone who's ever been to Lux, they know that hit because you can all go and hit it. It's right next to the lift, everyone sees it. But what they can't do is boost off it 15 foot in the air and be the same level as the lift cable. And I think that's the beautiful thing that Kevin's doing now. And I would say, he obviously featured in one of Longo's videos in, I think it was Sheety Volume 2. Doing side hits, doing jumps which the average snowboarder can look at and say, oh, I could maybe do a 360. It kind of inspires you to want to go snowboarding.
Yeah, I think you can make it as a snowboarder these days, not only doing competitions. I think all the traveling has shaped me in a good way. Been seeing so much stuff all over the world. Like I feel like all the traveling and stuff have learned me so much over the years, and I've also changed a lot as a person over these years. Just being everywhere kind of in the world, like Japan, like dude, it's crazy. It's so different compared to where I grew up. Yeah, definitely sparks creativity, like traveling around and meeting new people from all over the world, and everyone's different, and you take in pieces from everyone, you know, everyone you meet. Laux is like the mecca of snowboarding in Europe, I would say. For parks, it's the best park in the world. It's where we've been going back and forth for so many years. Love it there.
Fuck, I need to come up with a clever answer for what Beyond Metal stands for.
It's like Beyond Metal stands for, it's like so much more than winning. Just cruising, having a good time. Like it's not all serious and like competitions. It's beyond that. It's like the stuff we do every day with our homies. Like it's for anyone. Doesn't have to be just snowboarding, it can be skating, surfing, whatever in life. Fuck that. I'll come up with something better.
I guess it fits Beyond Medals to just like the thing that is Beyond Medals. But from the beginning it was a joke actually. It was our filmer Ryan Scardelli, Diggles. I think he got it from like a Shaun White interview or something. Where Shaun White is like, yeah, you know, it's so much more about the medals or something like that. And we just thought it was funny. So we were like, yeah, let's call it Beyond Medals.
Growing up, and since we started Beyond Metals, we had all our sponsors like supporting it. Without them, it wouldn't be possible.
They've had brands like Monster with them for a long time. They've had amazing hard goods brands like Capita and Union. Again, it goes back to this thing of, it represents a side of snowboarding that we want to promote. We want people to feel like, yeah, this snowboarding is for me. That's a version of snowboarding that looks good to me. And I think that's where brands like Capita have done a really good job of building teams that reflect that, if you look at it. And the same for Monster. And it's one that I think Kevin has sort of done his very best, like build a good community around that.
Yeah, from when Beyond Metal started and to where it is now is just crazy. Starting with doing webisodes and kind of just having fun after the events. And now, you know, full on brand with skate gear, snowboard gear and everything. And everyone wants to just be part of the crew, which is really cool.
If you have the right team and right people involved and everybody's like down to make it happen and not really focused about what you're gonna get out of it, I think you can make a lot of stuff happen. And that's kind of the whole like mentality of it also with the guys that are on the snow team and the outdoor team, like because they have offers from like big sponsors and big money also, but they believe in it and they're willing to take like a little bit less pay to see it long term. And you know, they know that we're not gonna be like you're not going to hire a new team manager all of a sudden and they're going to want to make something else with the team because it's going to be us. They have everything to say in whatever we do as well. So it's nice.
And they still are to this day. Like now Beyond Metals is like kind of turning into a brand, but they're still supporting it and showing love and yeah, letting us do what we want to do. And they don't tell us anything really. We just, do what we want to do.
Doing a lot of mistakes, and as the years went on, I guess we just got a bit better at like doing the company stuff. And I've been doing more like the admin stuff. And when we've been starting working with retailers and that whole thing, and Kevin's been more designing, and now he's also editing the whole movies actually. And now we got more help from other people as well, so we can kind of only do what we think is the most fun, like within the company.
We didn't see any risk in like starting Beyond Metals and turning it into a brand. Like we just started so small, you know, and then it kind of grew organically into what it is today. So we didn't really risk anything really, but yeah, it's just been kind of going smooth everything. So it's not been too bad.
I don't know. Risk can be, you know, could be risk doing a scary trick. Could be risk in business, risk in life. I don't know. Dude, I can't answer it. It's fucked. I don't know. I don't know, man.
I didn't know about it. I didn't know that penning would save my life, because you might laugh about it, but waking up every night being like, fuck, something's... I think all my nightmares were about the idea of like having so much inside you that you have to express. The idea of penning on a photo is just like, I would have loved to be there. I wanted to be there at that moment, in this place.
So like the little monsters are almost like you.
Exactly, man. I am Gus Gus. Gus Gus is me. I'm Gus Gus, you know.